Chapter 1, Unit 1, Principles of OOP for Class 9 and 10. Book Exercise. Class 9. Question number 1. Name the feature of Java depicted in the above picture. Options are encapsulation, inheritance, data abstraction, polymorphism. The correct answer is data abstraction. What is data abstraction? Data abstraction means representing only the essential features without showing the background details. For example, riding a bike is the essential feature. Only the important part, that is how to ride a bike, is shown to the user. It is not necessary to know where the bike was made or how the engine works. So the correct answer is data abstraction. Next question. Select 1. Which of the following can flow freely in a procedure-oriented programming language? Function, data, statement, or instruction? The correct answer is data. In a procedure-oriented programming language, data flows freely from one function to another. But in an object-oriented programming language, data is restricted and protected. Next question. Which of the following is a procedure-oriented programming language? Java is an object-oriented programming language. C++ is also an object-oriented programming language. POPL language is also object-oriented. Pascal is not an object-oriented programming language. Now see the groups clearly. Structured-oriented programming languages are Pascal and Algol. Procedure-oriented programming languages are BASIC, Logo, Fortran, and COBOL. Object-oriented programming languages are Java, Python, Smalltalk, Ruby, and OOPL. Next one. Question. Procedure-oriented programming follows which approach? Top-down approach, bottom-up approach, random approach, or normal approach? Procedure-oriented programming follows the top-down approach. Object-oriented programming follows the bottom-up approach. So the correct answer is option A, top-down approach. In procedure-oriented programming, the whole program executes from top to bottom. In object-oriented programming, the program is built from objects which start from the bottom and move upward. Next question. Which of the following is not an object-oriented programming language? Python, OOPL, Smalltalk, or COBOL? COBOL is a procedure-oriented programming language, not object-oriented. So COBOL is the correct answer. Next question. Which principle allows operating a device using a remote control without knowing its internal mechanism? This also represents data abstraction. Data abstraction means showing only the essential features to the user without revealing the internal working details. Next question. Which of the following principles uses base and derived class? Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, or data hiding? The correct answer is inheritance. Inheritance means one class acquiring features from another class. The base class is the parent class. The derived class is the child class. The child class derives some features from the parent class. This is known as inheritance. Next question. What is the literal meaning of polymorphism? Using different operations for same purpose. Using same operation for different purpose. Using same data in different functions. Or none of them. Polymorphism means same name, different purpose. So the correct answer is using the same operation for different purpose. For example, addition of 2 numbers and addition of 3 numbers. The operation is the same, that is addition, but the purpose is different. Therefore, the correct option is B. Next question. Which of the following is not true for encapsulation? Data and functions are loosely tied. Data and functions are wrapped together. Data is secured from getting mishandled. None of them. We need to find which one is not true. Encapsulation means data and functions are wrapped together. Encapsulation also ensures data security. So the wrong statement is that data and functions are loosely tied. That is not true for encapsulation. Now question number 10. Which is the most suitable statement for machine language from the following? It is one of the types of high-level language. It is directly understood by the users. It is a machine-dependent language. It is easier to write the code in machine language. The correct answer is it is a machine-dependent language. There are three types of computer languages: binary or machine-level language, assembly language, and high-level language. High-level language is machine-independent. Machine-level or binary language is machine-dependent. That means it works differently on different machines. It is one of the types of high-level language is wrong. It is directly understood by the users is also wrong because binary language is not understood by the user. It is easier to write is also wrong because machine language is the most difficult to write. Next question. Fill in the blanks. Question 1. An act of using essential features without including the background detail is called data abstraction. Data abstraction means using only the necessary features without showing the internal details. Question 2. In object-oriented programming, the importance is given to dash. The answer is data. In procedure-oriented programming, the importance is given to functions. Question 3. Wrapping of data and functions together as a single unit is called dash. The answer is encapsulation. Wrapping of data and functions together is known as encapsulation. Question 4. Dash has a unique identity which contains characteristics and behavior. Answer: object. An object has a unique identity which contains characteristics and behavior. Question 5. Objects communicate with each other through dash. The answer is functions. Question 6. In POP, the global data are loosely attached to the dash. The answer is functions. In POP, data flows freely. In OOP, data is restricted and protected. Question 7. The process by which a class acquires the properties from another class is known as dash. The answer is inheritance. Question 8. In object-oriented programming, using a function for many purposes is called dash. The answer is polymorphism. Polymorphism means same name, different purposes. True or false questions. Java computer theory. 1. In assembly language, the instructions are given in terms of zeros and ones. False. Reason. Instructions in zeros and ones are written in machine language, not in assembly language. Assembly language uses mnemonics like MOV, add. 2. Pascal is a structure-oriented programming language. True. Reason. Pascal and Algol are examples of structured programming languages. 3. Machine language requires a translator to convert. False. Reason. Machine language is already in binary, so the computer understands it directly. Translator is needed for high-level languages like Java, Python, C. 4. Compiler and interpreter are referred to as language processors. True. Reason. They convert high-level language into machine language, so they are called language translators, processors. 5. The approach according to which a class acquires characteristics from another class is called encapsulation. False. Reason. A class acquiring characteristics from another class is called inheritance. Encapsulation means data hiding. 6. Procedure-oriented programming stresses on data. False. Reason. Procedure-oriented programming, POP, stresses on functions, not data. Object-oriented programming, OOP, stresses on data. 7. C++ is an object-oriented programming language. True. Reason. C++, Java, Python all support object-oriented programming. 8. An object is identified by its characteristics. True. Reason. Objects have state, data, and behavior, methods. Their identity comes from characteristics. 9. Function is a set of objects. False. Reason. A class is a set of objects, not a function. 10. Encapsulation keeps data safe from outside interference. True. Reason. Encapsulation means data hiding, protecting data from external access. Assertion, reason, basic Java, Python. Assertion, Java, Python etc. are popular high-level languages. Reason, high-level language instructions need a translator. Both are true, and reason is the correct explanation. Option A is correct. Match the following OOP concepts. 1. It allows deriving a new class from an existing class. Inheritance. 2. It promotes function overloading. Polymorphism. 3. It allows grouping or merging data. Encapsulation. 4. Using an external component without knowing internal details. Abstraction.